Imagine a cloth that might have touched Jesus. A real cloth, hidden behind glass, studied by scientists and prayed over by millions. Sounds like a mystery from a movie, right? But it's real. It's called the Shroud of Turin. And its story is full of questions, clues, and maybe a miracle. Hidden behind bulletproof glass, carefully preserved in the Cathedral of St. John the Baptist in Turin, Italy, lies a linen cloth unlike any other. For centuries, this ancient fabric has drawn millions of believers from every corner of the world. It is known as the Shroud of Turin. On its surface is the faint image of a man, crucified, wounded, and pierced, mirroring the very story at the heart of Christianity. The first known mention of the shroud dates back to the 1300s, but some believe it was secretly kept safe long before that, protected from crusades, fires, and even thieves. At one point, it was nearly destroyed in a chapel fire, but was rescued just in time. Through centuries of wars and whispers, this cloth kept its secret. For many, it is a treasured link to Jesus himself, a sacred reminder of his suffering and resurrection. Even today, the shroud continues to inspire wonder, prayer, and devotion. Some believe it is the very burial cloth that wrapped Jesus' body in the tomb, a miracle that strengthens their faith, a physical witness to the moment death was defeated. Others see it as a precious artifact from the earliest days of the Church, preserved through wars, disasters, and centuries of history. And whether one approaches it with faith, curiosity, or study, the shroud continues to invite one unshakable question. Could this cloth be the silent witness to the greatest event in human history? So what's the truth behind the Shroud of Turin? Let's uncover what Christians believe, how faith shapes their devotion to the relic, and what science has revealed about this mysterious cloth. The Catholic Church treats the shroud with deep respect and in high regard. It encourages devotion, but stops short of declaring it the authentic burial cloth of Christ. The Church acknowledges the mystery and supports ongoing scientific research. For Catholics, the shroud is an invitation to reflect on Christ's suffering and resurrection, whether or not it is proven to be real. Many Christians venerate the shroud as a holy relic, a physical reminder of Jesus' passion. They pray before it. They reflect on the wounds shown in the image. For them, it isn't about proving a relic. It's about remembering a savior. In 1988, scientists performed radiocarbon dating on a small section of the shroud. The results were surprising. It appeared to date from the Middle Ages between 1260 and 1390 AD. To many, this seemed to prove it was a medieval fake, but others challenged the test. They said the sample came from a repaired area, damaged by fire in the 1500s. Since then, new research has pointed to bloodstains, pollen grains from the Middle East, and image characteristics no artist could have created at the time. Some believe the image was formed by a burst of radiant energy, perhaps even at the moment of resurrection. To this day, no one knows exactly how the image was made. Faith sees a miracle, science sees a puzzle, and some people, they see both. So, does the Bible mention the shroud? Not directly. The Gospels say Jesus was wrapped in linen cloth and laid in a tomb, but there's no mention of an image, no description that matches what we see in the Turin shroud. That's why the Church is careful. They invite reflection, not conclusion. The Shroud of Turin may or may not be the burial cloth of Jesus, but for many, it's more than evidence. It's a symbol of what Jesus endured, a reminder of wounds borne for the world, and the hope that followed on resurrection morning. So yes, the Shroud of Turin does exist. Its mystery remains. Its meaning runs deep. But whether it wrapped the Savior or simply reminds us of his sacrifice, our faith isn't in the cloth, it's in the one who rose again, O's. If you like this video, share and subscribe to Bible Brick Tales.